Hello and welcome to The Lucky Roll, an eclectic channel for eclectic games. This is Sean and we're going to do a quick little unboxing of Firefly Adventures, Brigands and Browncoats. Now this is a game I'm particularly looking forward to because it is a personal favourite of mine. I'm a big fan of the whole TV series, as is many of the people in my gaming group. So we'll have a quick sconce. Had to use the big sword for Firefly because it deserves no less. And we'll just get this little wrapping off and enjoy that new box smell. You know, I'll never be able to afford a brand new Mercedes, but I can always have a brand new smell from a nice board game. So lifting off the lid, we are going to be greeted by... It would be nice if we were greeted by Kaylee, kind of in a bikini, but I know that's not going to happen. So we're going to be greeted by rules. So here's the rule book, a nice standard little book, very clear, concise. As you can see, it's the usual format from Gale Force 9, plenty of pictures, goes into lots of different scenarios. It has the same kind of aesthetics and graphic design as the Firefly board game where you're traversing the verse. You have pretty straightforward rules. Now I know that there has been some problems with this, so if you are watching this video, I think it's worth your while checking out Board Game Geek for kind of an additional rules that they have had to tidy up since. We have here what look like scenarios, so special delivery. That opens up into kind of a whole little scenario aspect, getting paid, measures of success, so that's one. 2, goose juggling. As you can see, there's the picture of the terrain and the boxes that you put up. Next one is questionable objectives, which looks quite interesting, and the rescue. So we have at least 4 scenarios good to go here, and I'm sure, given the format of it, that you can make some of your own, and more will be free to download from Gale Force 9's website. Now these are downed cards. There's one little packet of that. We have here Grizzled Gunmen and Thug cards, so I guess these are cards for some of the bad guy miniatures. We have here Space Bazaar cards and, Sarah's Shipwork. So let's have a quick look here. Loot Crate Regina. Remove from play to use. Draw a card from the Regina supply deck. If it's a gear card, keep it. If not, discard it and draw another card. Repeat until a gear card is drawn. Now what's interesting here is this is the same format of the Firefly Verse game. So maybe these are parts that are interchangeable. We'll find out that when we do a proper review. We have tech cards here, handprint access, so we'll just have a quick look at the side of that. Basically a lot of nice little symbolism here. Now you've got failure and success, take an action without spending time, or act heroic, or spend 2 time skills. So this is obviously a timed game with mechanical kind of challenges. So I guess if you take it easy, it takes more time. If you go in guns blazing, you might increase the old threat, but you get things done a little faster. Now we also have here Unfamiliar Face. I was looking for you, kind of a challenge for dialogue. So it seems that they have different challenges for all of them. Now we have a nice big stack of equipment cards here, and of course the very first one to greet me was good old Vera. As anyone from the TV show will know, that happens to be Jane's favorite gun. We have money, which seems it's the same as the one in the Firefly Verse game, but it seems to me to be a little bit smaller. So now I don't know why they would have changed the format of that a little bit, unless it was to fit into the box, but that is one significant difference now I've seen from the other one. And we have here character cards. Now these are not covered. There's no protection on this, but as you can see from the 2 cards, you have Wash, which is the casual side of them, and Wash, the heroic side. You have Kaylee, casual, Kaylee, heroic. I'm going to keep Kaylee over here because she's lovely to look at. You have Zoe, casual, and Zoe, heroic. You have Jane, casual, with his sneaky little hat, and Jane, heroic, with his sneaky little cunning hat, and Mal, casual. I mean, how casual is that he's a gun pointed at someone, and Mal, heroic. So on first impression, there's not much difference between the two, apart from, say, a slight green background and a slight orange background. It's a minor quibble, but kind of a different pose for casual and heroic would have been just a small little nice aesthetic touch, but nothing too horrible. Anyway, just like I said, I'm going to keep Kaylee here to keep me company because she's nice. We have some bad guys. Oh no, forgive me. We have the heroes here, so let's pull these guys out and have a proper look at them. So we have here, of course, Zoe in her kind of suitably heroic pose. We have Jane in his heroic pose. Now, they're not bad models. They're obviously not quite as detailed as Games Workshop, but in fairness, for the price you're paying for the game, they're not bad either. I'm looking forward to trying to paint these. We have Mal, of course, which just looks class. I mean, he's got the whole perfect cowboy pose going on with the long coat behind him. You have Wash, which I think is pretty cool actually, the two-handed gun draw, showing that he's more of a pilot than a fighter. And of course we have the lovely Haley playing with a spanner. I'm not sure how heroic that is, but maybe if she's doing some repairs on the fly. We have here, I believe, the casual versions of the heroes, so we'll have another quick look at that. We have a nice little casual Mal, same type of cowboy pose again, which to be fair is just pretty cool, you know. We have casual Wash doing the whole, was it Stan Laurel and Hardy type of scratching the back of his head. We have Zoe, typical NCO, always kind of frowning. We have Kaylee being lovely as usual with her big spanner. And we have Jane with his cunning hat, which I think is actually a lovely little touch. So this is obviously a game made by fans. We have, of course, the bad guys here. Now, I'm not going to spend all day kind of going through every single bit of it, but we have one here, which is I believe, a cowboy with a gun that looks like it's from the 1990s version of Batman with Jack Nicholson as the Joker with an insanely long looking barrel, kind of a bizarre looking thing. I thought it was actually warped the first time I saw it. We have, oh no, that is a very nice miniature. Basically a cowboy with a lovely big shawl on it. So if you're someone who does enjoy painting to a big degree, these are actually going to be quite fun to paint. And I have to say, I am very impressed with these miniatures. For the price of the game and the quantity and quality of what you get, these are actually superb. So fair play to Gale Force 9. As you can see yourself from the details on it, there's a lot here to work with if you're someone who likes to paint up your minis. So actually, I told a lie. I'm going to open up the next bunch of miniatures as well, because I am actually very impressed with what I'm seeing so far. So the final miniatures we have a look at. I think these are Togs. So this is quite a scary looking guy with a couple of cleavers. I think I can take it with my samurai sword, but nevertheless. That's one guy. We have another fella here with basically kind of a stabbing implement for his hand. So these are all melee characters, it seems. So when you're going up against bad guys, you have a combination of melee and gun-toting bad guys. And just two more to show. As you can see, they're all pretty cool. And what's nice is they're all very distinct. So there's no repetition in any of these miniatures. So that's another feather in the cap for Gale Force 9. Now, coming down to the dice themselves, we have brown and cream. Now, as you can see, the 1 is represented by the weepy face, and the victory, or the 6, is represented by the Firefly. So, if you want to supplement this into the other mainstay game, you can. One other thing that's quite impressive is all these little boxes are not only dividers, but they are actual buildings themselves. So as you can see here, there is a little square pattern on every side, and on the boxes there is both an entrance and an exit. So as you're playing, these will go down into certain segments of the board, and characters can either break in or break out or rescue people or do whatever is done or whatever is needed. What I also like here is there's a fair bit of imagination, or gives scope for imagination. So I mean, I see no reason why you couldn't create your own scenarios. So there's lots of different little things, and there's squares on top as well, so you can have the box upside down, maybe snipers on top, or just sneak in yourself in the bottom. So lots of cool little things here. And there's at least 10 of these boxes, all brightly colored, and a nice big number on every side, just so you know what building you're going into. And of course, we have here the tiles. So we have dead gunmen, I presume objective tokens. I presume this is a timing board, something that says Intel, and on the other side, the exact same thing. So I'm just going to put that out of the way. Something very similar we have, I think, is the Getaway Vehicle. So this is the start and stop point for many missions. So that basically, if you need to hightail it out of there, this is your movement of choice. We have wound tokens, we have charisma tokens, we have thug and cowboy cards. So we'll just flip this over to the other side. And thug and cowboy, so I guess that means they're on alert or not on alert. I'll put this over here. Excuse me. We have more objective tokens, a lot of wound tokens, and some mechanical tokens. And some very interesting patrol, reward, locks, Jane, Kaylee, Malcolm Wash, patrol, punk, martial artist, butcher, bruiser, bodyguard, tracker, sharpshooter, roper, grizzle gunman, and duelist. So that seems quite interesting that the it's not just generic thug and cowboy, each one of them are distinct. And we have money and rewards. Now these are the actual tiles. So from what I can tell, the game will actually be something that size. And you take all of the buildings and put them on the actual board itself to create the scenario. So depending on what you see, I presume things like sightlines, whatnot, come into effect. So it could be a nice little skirmish game. And because it's just nice square tiles that are, of course, double-sided, you can create your own scenarios. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. For one final little exception, which I think is quite cool, is that the box itself is a building. So that in itself shows a great amount of imagination on the part of Guild Force 9, and compacting as much of a good game into a nice little package of €50 as they can. So until next time, from myself and Kaylee, thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed the show, please like, subscribe, do all that good YouTube stuff. And until next time, good luck and God bless.